Hey boomers, it's Olivia Monroe, filling in for Boo Boy and Necro Girl as they take a long-needed vacation. They're currently tickling each other over the Pacific. Nope. They are not doing that. They are in a yodeling competition. Ellie is actually retaking her Magical Girl exam, and Booster is up in the running for Tightest Pants 2023. It's a big competition, please. We all wish them luck, and they will be back next week. So until then, we have a quick show for you this evening, so let's get to it. Nintendo's in the news again, this time as the lifetime payee of one Bowser. Gary Bowser. Bowser was a member of a hacker group known as Team Executor, that's with an X, and was arrested in September 2020 for running an illegal enterprise that sold circumvention devices that allowed people to play unauthorized games on a bunch of game consoles. He racked up an impressive 11 felonies, selling devices for the Switch, 3DS, NES Classic, PlayStation Classic, and the Xbox. In an interview with Nick Moses, Bowser confirmed that he was released from prison in March 2023 and will eventually return to Canada. After returning, he has a 6-month grace period before Nintendo will take a 25 to 30% cut of his monthly gross income. This will go towards his plea agreement totals of $14.5 million, yes, with an M, dollars he owes the company. Something weird is going on. I don't know much about multiverses, but first, we have the Nintendo's America branch getting Bowser as its president, and now we have this other Bowser running around hacking. I don't know. Spider-Man, get on the line. Help me out. What are they doing Far From Home? How do we know? How many kids does King Koopa have? Of course he wants a wife. We've got to keep an eye on these guys. But that's not all the Nintendo news that we have today. Last week, the Paris Court of Appeals has ordered the share hosting service D-Storage, or as I like to call them, D-Storage, to pay roughly 443,000 euros to the Big N for failing to block access and remove pirated games hosted by their service. The lawsuit was a direct result of D-Storage ignoring frequent demands from Nintendo to remove the pirated content, and now serves as a direct precedent for similar requests to have more powerful legal teeth in the courts of France. Basically, you cannot treat them like that unwanted mail on your desk. You cannot just leave them on red. You cannot just ghost them. Also, I think it's not delivery, it's D-Storage in trouble on this one. There were a lot of one-liner stories with a few details this week, so join me in a one-off segment I call Headline Heck. The developers of Lord of the Rings Gollum have stated that if you want to hear the elves speak Elvish in the game, you will need to buy the Precious Edition of the game. I don't want to judge any business decisions before I have totally heard them out, but maybe there is one person who speaks Elvish on this earth, and maybe he charges $500,000 per hour, and maybe they had to get him to do all of the voice lines. I don't know the full story, but oh boy, what an interesting decision that WB made here. What an interesting decision. Jack Black's Peaches from the Super Mario Bros. Movie has made it onto the Billboard Hot 100 at position 83. Congratulations to Jack Black. Congratulations to everyone who was involved in this song. I think it just goes to show that everybody loves a man who's devoted and kind and loving and caring and with big muscles. And next. The bane of Skull's existence, Atari has gained the rights to over 100 retro game IPs, including the lovable, unlicensed pilot, Bubsy. The full list has yet to be released, but if their handling of Roller Coaster Tycoon is any indication, I think a lot of people will be hoping for the company's demise, unfortunately. Sony, in an effort seemingly to drive customers away, has increased the prices of their Steam games in some countries. Canada saw a 14 to 17% increase, Japan saw a 29 to 33%, and Argentina got the largest with a 67% price hike. I guess in Argentina, you can either pay your rent or buy a copy of Uncharted. And speaking of South America, Epic Games has acquired the Brazil studio AQUIRIS. and rebranded them into Epic Games Brasil. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And finally, Senator Kevin Cramer of North Dakota has requested the CEO of Sony reveal the details of PlayStation's exclusivity deals. Just what are they hiding? Here's a little bit of fun info though about Senator Cramer. He received $23,000 from Microsoft last year. $23,000? Well, I'm sure that's just a coincidence, right? And honestly, last time I got my toes pumped in Brazil, $23,000 was like half of my bill, so senators are kind of cheap. A producer for World of Warcraft went to Twitter to publicly chastise his employer for failing to fix its internal staffing crisis, which is causing frequent departures from the company. I mean, right now, they have more departures than an airport.
Anybody traveling with children, we hate you.
This, in turn, has led to the creation of crisis maps to see what they can and cannot ship with their current workforce. And if you guys want all of the juicy details on ActiBliz, the entire ActiBliz iceberg video is coming out soon, courtesy of Ellie and Booster, and you guys are gonna wanna watch this, so you guys stay tuned for that. And finally, the International Red Cross has started a new campaign that smells a little bit like, how do you do, fellow kids? The Play by the Rules campaign was started last week to try and encourage players of first-person shooters to follow the rules of war and, quote, take your gaming to the next level. The campaign encouraged players of Fortnite and Arma 3 to not target civilians and their buildings, use medkits on the wounded, including the enemy, and most importantly, no thirsting. That means no shooting downed opponents. So if you're playing Fortnite, just wait for players to bleed out, I guess? I don't know about you guys, but I put the friendly in friendly fire. Anyways, this week's Buried Alive Banger, a segment where we cover games our community doesn't think has had enough attention, is for, drumroll please, I'll do my own, Renowned Explorers International Society. If you like strategy and tactic style games or roguelikes, this one you must check out. It's like if Indiana Jones and FTL had a baby. You will get loads of fun characters and stories, along with randomized maps and hex-based combat, and loads of RNG that can make it very replayable.
Our boat is leaving tomorrow. Crew, we've got ourselves a treasure to find.
And here are the games coming out next week. Well, wasn't that just a pretty roundup of stories that we had today? Remember to like and subscribe and comment what you thought of today's stories. Ellie and Booster will be back next week, so until next time, bye-bye!